As the End Bad Governance protest enters day 2, one important question in the mind of the people is, where is the president? Where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And why has he been silent? In this video, as a political scientist, I'll be telling you where the president is. I will also be telling you why the president has been silent. So you may need to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Also in this video, I'll be talking about the politics of communication network. You would know that during this protest, the network providers have not been very efficient. So I will be talking about the politics of communication network. I remember myself, Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist, public affairs analyst. Please don't fail to like, don't fail to share, don't fail to comment. It really helps. Now, where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You may need to ask yourself, because he's the leader of the country, and now that things seems to be going from bad to worse, you ask yourself, where is the president? Where is the man that is supposed to be in charge? Where is the man that is supposed to be leading? Well, I have good news for you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from all indices, is in Nigeria, is in Aso Rock. Is in Nigeria and in Aso Rock. But why is he silent? How could a president be silent when Nigerians are protesting? And if anything goes wrong, you, the president, will be the utmost loser. So imagine now that, it's just as if, God forbid, your house is burning and you are keeping quiet. It's either you act or you seek assistance, you raise alarm to seek assistance. But that has not been the case. So I'll be looking at this vis-a-vis the culture of political practice among past Nigerian president and African president. This is your one-stop political education channel. This is where we talk about trends and happenings in the polity. So stick back, relax, and make sure you don't change it from this channel. Now, where's Bola Ahmed Tinubu? You see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in Aso Rock. But if you look at past Nigerian leaders, there is something about them as regards arrogance. Political arrogance is something that is very, very common amongst Nigerian politicians, Nigerian leaders for that matter. But during the days of OBJ, Olusegun Obasanjo, you would see that Obasanjo was a very communicative president. He used to hold town hall meetings, media chats, so he was kind of like very expressive based on the circumstance that brought him to power. So he's trying to kind of like galvanize support and make sure people believe in democracy. Now, let's move to Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua was more of a less communicative president because of the ailment that he was suffering at the time. It's common knowledge that the former president knew that the man was sick, but because he wants somebody that he can easily control, and at the end of the day, the man wasn't more of a puppet, or should we say that Yar'Adua graduated first from the school of how to govern effectively without being a puppet, which is a school that we need to recommend for somebody like Godswill Akpabio right now, the Senate president, and some of our governors. Now, Yar'Adua didn't communicate much because he was ill and he died. Goodluck Jonathan was good at communication to some extent, and I recall that one thing I admire about Goodluck Jonathan is it's not every time that he reads from the book. It's not every time. There are presidents that cannot read without a paper in front of them, and I'm getting there very soon. I'm getting there. But Goodluck Jonathan is always kind of like expressive. You see him speaking. When you tune into the news, it's either he's in one place or another. He's very communicative. And sometimes he just holds the mics and speaks, which shows some degree of intelligence anyway. Now, to Buhari. Buhari wasn't much of a communicating president. We really can't blame him because not everybody can be a good orator. So let's say Buhari is not a good orator. But the thing is, when he was president, during national crisis, People have to scream, have to shout, have to, say all sorts of things before the president can come out and address the nation. So it's like as if he is doing the country a favor. So you need to shout and scream before your president can address you. During COVID, I remember that people were saying, oh, Buhari should come out and at least speak to the country, his voice, though I don't believe that president speaking to the country is not like, their voice is angelic or messianic, something like that. But at least when the president is speaking, you know that he is on top of the situation. But Bola Ahmed Tinubu is nowhere to be found. And there's protests all over Nigeria, but the president is just nowhere to be found. So you can begin to imagine that where is the president? Where is the president? Why would you have a president that the nation is burning, the youths are angry, and you are just nowhere to be found? You just hibernate, you just hibernate yourself. You just put yourself on ghost mode, and Nigerians are suffering, are protesting, are dying. The security agencies are stretched. What would it cost a president to come out and address the nation? And why do presidents, just as the days of Buhari, why do the presidents usually feel that it is not important to communicate with the people? These countries that we copy democracy from, if you watch CNN, BBC, you would see that the president of US, the president of the prime minister of UK, and the president of all these top countries, one thing they are good at is communication. And the president scored an own goal in the aspect of not being able to communicate to the people before the protest. The protest, his communication would have doused a lot of tension, but he scored an own goal. I don't know who his advisors are anyway. I don't know who advised him that, oh, Mr. President, don't worry, these people are just small boys, they are just small girls, it's not necessary to communicate with them. If anybody is advising me in that manner, that person is wrong. Those kind of people are not doing him any good. They are the people that is ruining his government. Sometimes the greatest enemy is right beside you. He's just right by your side. So if you are not advising the president rightly in terms of communication, then you are one of his greatest enemy. The president doesn't need to look at the opposition. His enemy may just be right by his side. Just right by his side. The enemy may just be there. Because what does it cost you to communicate with the people? They say in democracy, power belongs to the people. But when it comes to campaign and election, you will be all over the place trying to get the vote of the people. Come on. There's power in communication. And as I said in one of my analyses in the broadcast stations, that just imagine that the president decided to hold rallies before the protest. Each rally in each geopolitical zone. So that means he's just going to have 6 rallies. For instance, if you want to have rally in the southwest, he can have it in Lagos or Ibadan. Any states that falls in the middle. I think Ibadan is strategic, or your state. That is, people from Lagos will join them in Ibadan. People from Osun, and all these Osun Ekiti will join them in Ibadan. So Ibadan seems to be at the middle. Imagine in the southwest, if he has a rally in Enugu, and they galvanize the APC youths, the people that have so much love for him, that believes in his philosophy. If they galvanize them, and there are reports that the president is doing town meetings, mini rallies, and just imagine the headline that President Tinubu dances Ngwongwo, this song that is raining now. Imagine the headline just before the protest that President Tinubu is dancing Ngwongwo. From there, he will roll out his plans to the youth in such a way that by the time the protest would have evolved, even the protesters themselves will be afraid to protest against the president, because he would have won hearts of people for himself. But the president lost that precious opportunity to communicate, and that is why we are here we are today. So this message is to the president. You need to come out and communicate with the people, and communication is not you doing them a favor. It is their right, because during election you will go and communicate all around the country. Come out, speak to your people. Don't copy the bad of Buhari, even if you said, oh, you believe in his policies and you will continue. No, you must not copy him hook, line and sinker. Copy the good, leave the bad. But it seems that the president is just like a copycat. He's just copying everything. No, please, speak to your people. Let them hear from you. Let them know that you care. And take charge, because at the end of the day, the greatest winner in all this is you, and the greatest loser is you. Keep it real with Politics with Omoshola Deji. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please try and subscribe. Like and comment, it's helpful. Till I see you again, it's your one and only Dr. Omoshola Deji, political scientist, public affairs analyst. Thank you.